Ladies, here we go. Here's some real talk. What if I told you the fastest way to destroy a man's confidence isn't rejection from strangers? It's rejection from the one person that he loves the most. And when a man has to beg for physical intimacy, something inside him starts to break. Most people think that when a man asks for intimacy, he's being really needy. But what if it's not about intimacy at all? What if it's about feeling wanted, feeling chosen, feeling desired? Today, we're breaking down what really happens psychologically when a man feels like he has to beg for intimacy, and why ignoring this can quietly destroy a relationship from the inside out. I want you to stay until the very end, because the biggest mistake couples make with this, it's not what you think. What does intimacy mean to a man? Well, let's start here. For many men, physical intimacy, it's not just physical. It's validation, it's emotional connection, it's a stress relief, it's a sense of being wanted. So when that connection disappears, it doesn't just feel like less intimacy, it actually feels like rejection to them. So you're going to ask yourself, what happens to a man psychologically when he is constantly rejected over and over again when he asks for intimacy? Well, the first sign is he starts questioning himself. At first, he asks, maybe casually, maybe playfully, but after a few rejections, something starts to shift. He starts thinking, am I not attractive anymore? Did I do something wrong? Have you ever noticed how quickly confidence can turn into doubt? Comment yes if you have seen this happen. This is where it begins. Sign number 2, emotional withdrawal. Here's what most people don't see coming. He's going to stop asking you, not because he doesn't want intimacy, because rejection hurts more than silence. Here's a little story. A man reaches over to hold his partner's hand. She pulls away, distracted. He laughs it off, but the next time he doesn't reach at all. Multiply that moment over weeks, months. Now what you have is emotional distance. The third sign, shame and masculinity wounds. This one is going to run very, very deep. Men are often taught you should be confident, you should be desired. So when he has to beg for intimacy, it feels like failure to him. Most people think men just get frustrated, but the real emotion, it's shame. And shame doesn't speak, it hides. Sign number 4, resentment, it builds quietly. Here's where things get very dangerous. Unmet needs don't disappear, they transform into irritation, distance, passive-aggressive behavior. He's not just upset about intimacy anymore. Now everything is going to bother him. Ever seen arguments that seem to come out of nowhere? They usually don't. Let me ask you something. What if the real issue isn't intimacy at all, but feeling unwanted? Because coming up next, we're going to talk about the moment a man emotionally checks out, and most relationships never recover from it. Sign number 5, he feels alone in the relationship. This is the breaking point for him. He's in a relationship, but he feels like he's single. There's no connection, no desire, no closeness, just distance. I want you to picture this in your mind. He lies next to a partner at night, scrolling on his phone, not because he's interested, because it distracts him from what's really missing. That's silence, that's emotional loneliness. What happens psychologically to a man over time? Let's connect the dots. When this continues on long term, his self-esteem drops, stress increases, emotional connection fades, depression risk rises, and here is the twist. Most men, they're not going to talk about it. They'll just slowly disconnect from you. You're probably wondering, oh, what can I do to help him? Now, let's shift the problem to a solution, because this is fixable. First one, open communication. Ask, how are you feeling about us at this time? It's very simple, but it's also very powerful. Number 2, non-sexual touch. Not everything has to lead to intimacy, but touch, it matters. Holding hands, sitting close, a simple hug, these actually rebuild connection, or cooking dinner together. Number 3, reassurance of desires. Sometimes words matter more than actions. I want you. You're attractive to me. That alone can change everything. Number 4, you're going to have to address the real cause. Low intimacy is often not about attraction. It can be stress, hormones, fatigue, emotional disconnection. Most people treat the symptom, not the actual cause. Number 5, intentional connection time. Here's a very controversial one. Scheduling intimacy, that isn't sexy. Not because it's robotic, because life, it just gets busy. Connection, it needs protection. You're probably asking yourself, how often should couples have intimacy? Let's answer the question that everybody is thinking. How often is normal? Well, according to research, that suggests 1 to 3 times per week is very common, but here's the actual truth. It's not about frequency, it's about, do both people feel wanted? Remember the question from the very beginning, why does begging for intimacy damage a man so deeply? Here is the answer. Because it's not just about physical touch, it's about feeling chosen. And when that disappears, he doesn't just lose intimacy, he loses a part of himself. A man begging for intimacy, it isn't weak. He's asking, do I even still matter to you? And the real question you have to ask yourself, especially, are couples listening before it's too late? I have a question for you. Have you ever felt unwanted in a relationship or noticed this dynamic? Comment yes or share your thoughts below. If this video has opened your eyes, I want you to go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more, because we are definitely going to be diving into more real relationship talk in the future. And this is really important because, yes, intimacy can be a very tricky subject. Okay. And a man, when they have to beg for intimacy, deep down, they really don't feel wanted by you. They don't feel desired. This is often when they stray and then cheating happens. Yes, life gets busy. You're busy with the kids. You work. You have a house to take care of. There's all of these factors. But you have to remember the most important thing, that your partner is important, and you have to remember to schedule that time and make time for him. And going back to appreciating your man, and yes, your man should be appreciating you too. It's mutual respect for one another. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed talking about it, and I really want to try to help others. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye-bye.